So with our dementia-friendly swimming project, ACH Group were aiming to work with swimming pools and with people with dementia themselves and their families and carers, and with health professionals who work in the fitness area to develop guidelines for swimming pools about how they can create a dementia-friendly, enabling environment for people that want to go swimming, and also to develop some fact sheets for people with dementia and their families and carers themselves. So right from the beginning of the project, it was very important to us that we have people with dementia involved at all parts of the project. So we started off by developing our reference group and getting people with dementia involved in that.
Basically, start with respect of people and patience. People who have dementia can't always understand what's being said. They forget things easily. I think the pools need to be accessible in as much as the staff are trained into understanding about dementia and the issues that can come with that too. If pools perhaps all became dementia-friendly environments and made that obvious with a signage or something, that's more conducive for people to use. And there are things inside the pools too, the areas. I think you've got to look at the surfaces, make sure that they're okay for people to walk on. You can't walk, pools are a wet area, and so that's not a safe area for people with dementia. And it has to be an even surface, and they need to have change rooms that are easy to manoeuvre and get around, and to have clear signage everywhere, so you're going to the change room and not into the cleaner's room or something.
So there are some universal communication principles that we alluded to in the fact sheets, particularly for swimming venues in regards to facilitating a great interaction for someone living with dementia. And some of those techniques to consider are certainly addressing the person firsthand and not that temptation to actually address the family carer as well. To keep the communication reasonably simple and clear, to be prepared to repeat information if necessary, and just that sense of portraying that sense of warmth and understanding to the person.
I think one of the things that has been really great about this project is that we've been able to bring lots of diverse perspectives into it. So we've had a lot of different people bring their points of view, people who have younger onset dementia, people who are perhaps a bit older and have a different take on it.
So when we first started looking at the guidelines for swimming instructors and other health professionals such as exercise physiologists that might be running those classes, we thought that that we might be quite specific in regards to what was prescribed, particularly around exercises for people living with dementia. But in that co-design process, what we came to was the fact that that is the individual's expertise.
One of the fantastic things we were able to do was to get in contact with Swim England. Swim England, from all the desk-based research we've done, Swim England have been leading the way in developing resources in this area. We were able to have a look at their research and their resources that they've developed.
Well, I just believe so strongly that regular physical exercise is, such an important thing for health.
I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. Swimming's terribly important, exercise is terribly important, and swimming's a very accessible form of exercise for a lot of people, particularly people who have got some disabilities too.
The benefits of them being able to access pools more regularly is the same benefits for any exercise. So there's the cardiovascular, respiratory, metabolic. I guess the big benefit of the pool being in the water is it's very non-weight bearing on joints, so it gives them free movement. It can really enhance how they feel about themselves. Being in a group setting, the social and psychological benefit of having fun and being in a group setting is really beneficial also.
So it's definitely the health benefits for people with dementia. So in the past we've seen some really great benefits. So they include just a general feeling of well-being, so it's that emotional response. And we do know that that feeling lasts a lot longer than just the swimming experience.
And what we actually found was swimming can look different for different individuals as well. So we have a gentleman who actually lap swam right up until almost going into residential care, and that swimming had actually been a major part of his life for a long time. And what he did was he actually, with a support worker, he continued to swim throughout the progression of his dementia. And but for other people, it could be more of a therapeutic experience.
Oh, it'd be lovely if all the swimming centres and swimming pools that were offering services for people with dementia made it quite clear that they were dementia friendly, and that they also had some standards that they met in relation to having at least basic standards they achieved, and that each one, so that if you went to another pool you'd expect the similar resources and understanding and treatment while you were there. So I think they'd be things to aim for.
I'm really hoping that with these guidelines in place, they're going to act as a great support for people who are even thinking about taking up swimming as an experience.
And what we're hoping to do is to use this resource to actually develop some swimming groups for some of our customers living with younger onset dementia.
We have been working closely with State Swim, and we're really keen to get some more swimming classes off the ground. The great thing is that now we've got the fact sheets developed, it's going to make it really easy to know exactly what we need to do to make the swimming experiences dementia friendly. And we hope that the fact sheets and resources that we've developed will be able to be used Australia-wide to create dementia friendly swimming experiences.